Today's video is a makeup declutter. I really need to get rid of some items. I've been on a no-buy for about 4 months now. I have not bought any makeup and I'm really thrilled about it. I've wanted to declutter more throughout this process, but I was afraid that if I got rid of stuff, I would want to repurchase. And in my last declutter, you guys did the same thing. Be careful. Don't declutter too much. You might regret it. You might want to use the stuff later. You might find yourself repurchasing. So I've been thinking about this a lot, but I have this whole box here of things that I'm getting rid of. Some of the things I've barely used or never used, so I can give them to friends and family. A couple things are pretty old, but yeah, I'm excited. Let's get into it. And my hair looks absolutely ridiculous. I dyed it last night and washed it, and then I just let it air dry, and it's ridiculous. It looks ridiculous, but that's okay. That's okay. We're gonna move on. Okay, let's start with this. This is so old. I've had this for like 4 years. It's from Ciate London, and it's the Everyday Vacay Coconut Setting Powder. This powder is pretty nice, except if I use too much, it leaves a white cast, and it doesn't work very well on my under eyes. It only works on my face, and I pretty much never use it because nowadays I have found powders that work on my under eyes and my whole face. It's just quicker, easier. I've had this for years and I pretty much like never use it. The packaging is adorable. I did try it out quite a bit over the years and it just doesn't work for me. Okay, here's another powder that, oh my gosh, this is so expensive. I regret buying this so bad. The Dior No Powder. This, I mean, I can't even. It doesn't work at all. It is hard panned, but you can definitely fix that, and I have. But even when I can get the powder on my face, it doesn't work on my under eyes. My concealer creases within seconds. And even on my face, it just doesn't do a lot. I have very normal skin. It's not like it's that oily, but this powder doesn't work for me, which is such a regret because I bought this, I think, full price at Sephora years ago. I've had this for like 4 years. And it's just been like, I have tried using this. I've used it a lot. Like you can see, like there is a dip happening. It's not like I've only tried this twice. I paid $40 for this and I gave it like a solid shot, but it's crazy. It was so expensive. That is such a regret. I can't even believe it. Okay, this face palette from Unearthly Cosmetics. This is the Surrender Glowing Blush Palette. It is nice. It's pretty. I just don't really reach for shimmery blush. Lately, I've been doing hardly any blush. Today I'm wearing just like a little bit of a satin blush, but shimmery blush, I just don't think is for me. And these are pretty, but they're pretty intense. And I've had that for a couple of years too. And that one I've hardly used. So like the Dior powder, like I gave this a solid effort. I've used it so many times and it just doesn't work. But yeah. Moving along. Okay, here are 3 lip products that I recently got in PR, and I just know I don't need more glosses, so I can just give these to someone else. These are the Pokemon glosses from ColourPop. I love the ColourPop glosses, but I have plenty, and I figure, you know what, before I even open these, I can just give them to someone else. I am wearing the Pokemon eyeshadow palette today, though, and I really do like it. It's a lovely collection. I don't need the glosses. This is a gloss I also got in PR recently, and I haven't used it. It's from City Lips Plumping Lip Gloss. These are kind of tingling. They sent me 3 of them. The other 2 I have tried, and I like them okay, but I pretty much never use like a clear gloss, so I figure I can just get rid of that now. But I'm going to keep the other ones. This gloss, I bought something from Pat McGrath, who knows, sometime last year. And at one point, this came as a free gift with purchase. It is the Pat McGrath Labs Clear Vinyl Gloss. And I had it for a while and I was like, I don't use clear glosses. I don't know. And I finally tried it and it's like kind of tingly and sticky and I don't like it. So, you know, why bother? One more lip product and then the rest is actually eyeshadow palettes. Okay, this is also something I got in PR from Florasis. And I do like their liquid lipsticks. I have used the other ones. This is the shade Sandalwood. It's a super dark maroon color, and I just don't think I'm going to use it. It's a very nice thin formula. I love the other shades, and this formula is great. but I'm not going to use this shade. I can't get over how terrible my hair looks, but whatever, we're moving along. Okay, we've got some palettes here that I'm just not using. The Beauty Bay Earthy palette, it's a beautiful green palette. The formula is great. I don't have anything negative to say about it other than I haven't been wearing very colorful eyeshadow lately, and I have plenty of other green eyeshadows. So if I want to do a green look, I have plenty of options. There's no point in me keeping an all green palette because it's not going to get used. There's no point. This one is from ColourPop. This is the Vibe Check palette. This is one of the palettes they have at Target. Again, this one's really pretty. It's a good palette. I just have these purpley pink shades a lot. Like, oh, I could have done today's look probably using this palette. So I just don't need to keep it because I have these shades many times over and there's no point. This is from Odin's Eye, the Saga of Freya palette. And again, another good palette that I'm just not using. One side has these colors and the other side is more pinky mauvey tones. And I think the reason I don't reach for this is that it's a double-sided palette. It's like two palettes in one. And I just don't think of it because the two sides are very different. Like this one is like coppery orange and green, whereas this one is like pinks and burgundies. I don't know. I think it just like confuses me and I don't really use it. It's adorable and I love the Odin's Eye formula, but I don't know. I just don't really use that one, even though it is good. Okay, here is a palette that I talked about in a video I did talking about palettes that I regret buying, and I definitely regret buying this. This is from Kylov Beauty. It is the Art Nouveau palette. This brand does not exist anymore. It has shut down, and I bought this impulse purchase because it was on major clearance because the brand was shutting down, and I've hardly used it. The formula is good, but it's also like a rainbow palette with some neutrals. Again, I think it's kind of like the Odin's Eye palette where the color story kind of confuses me. I'm like, is it a neutral palette? Is it a colorful palette? I don't know. I just don't tend to reach for it. There's nothing more to really say. The formula is good. I have these shades in other palettes that I would just reach for those other palettes long before I ever would reach for this one. All right, last up, another palette I talked about in that regrets video. I bought this for full price. It is the Blend Bunny Forget Me Not palette. It is a giant palette. Like, look at this thing. It is huge. Oh gosh, why did I buy this? Why did I buy this? I regret this so much. This is such a waste of money. This palette is supposed to be for face and eyes, and they don't work that well on the face. I feel like they don't blend that well. This formula is not as good even for eyeshadow as my other Blend Bunny palettes. I have two other Blend Bunny palettes, and I love those formulas. This is different because I think they were kind of trying to make it for both eyes and face, and it like doesn't really work for either. And I have these shades, like they're super neutral. These are pretty metallic, so on the face, they don't look good as highlighters because they're just way too intense, at least for my preference. I prefer a more subtle highlighter. So it's just a no for me. And I think this was like $45. Oh, this was expensive. So I really I regret. I think out of everything here, I regret these two palettes, but this one even more because it was so much more expensive. At least this I got for like $11, but still this was a waste of $11. And then this Dior powder, like I can't even believe this, but I've had this for years. Oh, this has been hard to let go, but I don't like it. And I've used it a lot. So I feel like, you know what? It was $40. At least I used it a lot. Granted, I didn't really like the way that it looked. It just happens, you know. But I am very, very happy that I'm not buying makeup right now, and I haven't felt the urge to do so. And I'm just trying to use what I have. I've been definitely wearing more simplistic makeup anyway, but regardless, like I have everything I need. I am good to go. I don't need to buy anything. Oh, my hair looks so bad. I can't help it. But that's it for this declutter. And at the end of the day, I am proud of myself because I have not been buying makeup. So just going to enjoy using what I have. that is it. If you're new, I hope you'll subscribe for more. Have you guys decluttered anything lately? Let us know. It's hard to do, especially eyeshadow palettes. Like I've been hanging on to this palette and some of these other palettes for like a year or more. So, yeah, let us know what you think. Thank you guys so much for watching. Have a great day.